What up, what up, what up, people? What up? What's good? L Teddy 27 here, Angry Teacher Chronicles. This is going to be our review for the Have and the Have-Nots, Season 7, Episode 6. Listen, y'all, it was a lot that I don't even understand how I got so many notes here. It was a lot that went on, but not a whole lot. Like, I'm getting tired, Tyler. I'm just getting tired. We'll see how this goes. Candace, and Hannah are in Jim's room still. Jim disrespectful as, I think that was the part that just made me go, I just can't with this episode. Tyler, in the year of our Lord 2020, I can't with the whole Jim racist, I can't. I do not have the strength or energy to watch this shit on my television screen. I cannot. I can't, y'all. I can't. I don't know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel, but, gone are the days when I think it should just be okay for this type of buffoonery to be on television. I'm just being honest. So, Candace tells Jim she's gonna send him the money so that he don't kill Benny. She then goes outside and said, listen, I'm going by the bank. She leaves the room, said, I'm going to the bank to get this money transferred over. Outside, Mitch is still out there. He tells her that his people called him and let him know that they know where Benny is because they, checked the license plate on the truck or whatever. They know where Benny is. Inside, there's this whole song and dance between Jim and Hannah, who's still in there. Where Jim forces her to call him Mr. Jim. And there's this whole little song and dance. Like I said, I don't have the energy to devote to going in on Tyler like I should. Because the entirety of the scene where Jim is doing this whole thing, oh, call me Mr. Jim, and not, I can't. I just can't. Okay? I really cannot. Telling y'all I don't have the energy. Where am I at? Cause I'm just even now just thinking about, his disrespectfulness, how he was condescending, these racial undertones. Nope, Tyler, find a different way. Find a different method. But nope, I'm not doing it. Jim calls and tells the guy to hold off on killing Benny for 2 hours or until he calls them back. And him and Hannah keep having this whole back and forth. Like I said, I'm not here for it. Marty, the lawyer for Catherine, finally makes his way to the jail to help out Catherine. Then we see Jeffrey and Madison. They go back to Jeffrey's dad's house and back to David's house. Now, they already got people there fixing up the house. I don't know when. I don't know how. I'll be. Y'all know this is the magical world of make-believe. The TP Studios. Madison tells Jeffrey he needs to get away and make a life for himself. Like he needs to get away from his parents and everything here and just make his own path and make his own career, because working for his mom and being subjected to everything that's going on there is just not going to work for him. Jeffrey offers Madison, because Madison was talking about how he was tired, this, that, and the third. So Jeffrey offers said, well, why don't you just, sleep in my room, until and get some rest, and that way you don't have to drive all the way home. Jeffrey is a whole ass whore. Listen, let me tell y'all. And I am here for it. Baby, Madison goes up to this room. Madison gets naked. I ain't really into white boys like that, so. But Madison came up out them clothes because he said he sleep naked. Madison had a body on him. Madison was giving y'all all he was worth of it. Jeffrey over there looking at Madison, baby, and getting all hot and bothered. Child, Jeffrey's a whole ass whore. I'm here for all of Jeffrey and his whoredom. As long as it don't involve Justin. I'm just saying. Madison kind of offers Jeffrey to get in bed with him, and Jeffrey declines. Let's see how long this lasts. Meanwhile, back at the jail, Marty is meeting with Catherine. Marty tells Catherine he's working to get her out of there. And and he's working to get her, get the charges dropped and everything. But he also tells her that the family of Jennifer Salison has filed a wrongful death suit against the Criers, okay? And that they need to work on a plan to move all of Catherine's assets until all of this stuff shakes down. So that way, if they lose this court case, the Salisons can't come after Catherine's monies and assets because they won't be in her name. So he asked her, well, whose name would you put it in? Of course, Catherine says Hannah. He was like, you don't want to do your family or nobody know Hannah. The maid, yes, my friend. Not the maid, my friend. We're going to use Hannah because I trust Hannah. We'll see how that goes, honey. Back at the hospital, Hannah is still worried about Benny. So she keeps calling Candace back and forth. Candace is at the bar with Mitch. I guess they waiting on somebody to let them know where exactly Benny is. Benny calls Candace while she's there with Mitch at the bar, at the Malone bar. She tells him she's going to send over the money. Let the dude know she's going to send over the money. Don't worry about it. Dude and Benny have this back and forth talking about how Benny is how he's going to let Benny go. And Benny said, you sure? I know you're a thug and all, but you need to be a man of your word. And if you're going to let me go when she send the money, just let me go. Child, whatever. Meanwhile, back at the jail, guess who shows up? I didn't recognize him at first because I don't pay attention to these people sometimes. But Broderick shows up. Broderick comes to the jail. Marty, who's still in the lobby for some unknown reason, overhears Broderick asking the lady at the account in the lobby, can he go see Catherine? She said, no, you can't go see him. But Broderick goes and talks to him. Why you need to see Catherine? Oh, tell her that my name is Broderick. I'm the manager down at her hotel. I'm looking to talk to her. This, that, and the third. Here's my number. Whew. Sorry, y'all. Here's the number to my landline. So Marty sees the number and recognizes it as being the number. I don't know how in 2020 you recognize any number because I don't even recognize my own number when I see it on a piece of paper, much less somebody else's number, much less a random number to some property child or whatever. And he says, oh, isn't this the loft that Catherine got back from Wyatt? Yes, is she letting you live there? Yeah, all this, that, and the third. Child, I don't know why. I don't understand the Broderick storyline, why they keep this storyline going, what this has to do with anything. I just don't understand it, but whatever. Meanwhile, back at the bar, Mitch and Candace are talking. Mitch tells her to hold off on sending the money. He don't trust him. Hannah calls. Candace finally answers. Candace lies and says, I'm at the bank. Hannah says, please, please be at the bank. Please don't lie to me. And that's how that goes. Then we see George is at the jail. He goes in to go see Wyatt. Wyatt's stupid ass thinks that because he has immunity, that makes him immune from all his crimes. So George tells him, so he tells George, okay, get me out of here. I told you I'm testifying on my mom, get me out of here. George was like, you are arrested for attempted murder on your mom and dad. And he was like, I got immunity. He was like, not for this crime. Like, it was just all stupid. And Wyatt is delusional and stupid as hell. And George is like, and so he was like, well, I'm not testifying no more. George was like, child, I got enough evidence. I don't need you to do nothing for me no more. It was just a whole dumb back and forth. This was all stupid. David arrives home. He calls Kyle, the attorney general, about the arrangement that Jim said he had with Kyle. So the attorney general guy is like, child, I don't know if I'm going to do that. We'll see. And so, David's trying to talk in coded language because he's like, well, I guess he's trying to talk in coded language since we on the phone. But when the guy hung up, the AG, he was like, I don't know if I'm going to do this for Jim. He's asking for a whole lot in this favor, this, that, and the third. The guy remember the guy who was talking to Landon? I think his name was Scott or whatever, who worked for the attorney general. He's there in the attorney general's office. And they talk about whether or not the attorney general should help Jim. I forgot to mention when Candace was talking to Mitch at the bar, she saw the news article that we found out about last week that they wrote about her, making her the victim. And she was like, I don't want to read it. And then, so I brought that up because when the attorney general was talking to Kyle was talking to this Scott guy or whatever, they were talking about the article and how they were making Candace out to be the victim and how he ain't like it and it's that third. I don't know where they're going with this storyline, but, oh, Lord. I told y'all there was a lot going on for no damn reason in this episode. No damn reason. David calls Jim and tells him that he called the attorney general and that the attorney general was mulling over, whether or not to help Jim out. Then we had this scene that was just so far-fetched and so over the top. Veronica comes to David's house. Bear in mind, in order to get to David's house, you have to drive up on the driveway. Okay? David don't have one of them houses that's on the side of the street on public property. In order to get to his house, you got to drive up the driveway, up into the drive, all on his property. Keep that in mind. Veronica comes, some random white dude, mind you, David is still in the parking lot because all of these conversations he's been having has been in his car, in the driveway. So when Veronica comes up and blocks the driveway, some random white dude, I don't know where white dude came from, I don't know who he is, I don't even know when they had time to order security. I don't know when none of this. Don't nobody knows. But some random white dude comes up and says, oh, you have to leave the property. Veronica then says, oh, I'm not on his property. No, I'm sorry. She said, I'm not going nowhere. David tells the man to remove her. He was like, well, she's not on your property. And I'm looking like, the fuck you mean? This whore had to drive up into his property. The fuck you mean? You can't remove her because she ain't on the property. Child, it was the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. So, Veronica ain't going nowhere. She pulls out this bullhorn and starts yelling and stuff in the bullhorn, this, that, and the third. It was just all so stupid. It was just real dumb. Just real dumb. Child, it is raining hard out there, baby. It is going in outside. Anyway, she starts talking about David. She starts talking about Jeffrey because Jeffrey comes outside. She sees Madison in the window who's still naked and starts talking about him. Just a mess. Talk about how all the muscles go on the waist and all that. Just a mess. Just a damn mess. David threatens her, comes back outside with some files and threatens her with these files. Oh, I'll tell whoever about these files. She was like, I ain't worried. He calls George, tells George, oh, I got some info on Veronica you want to see. He then calls Marty and tells Marty to let Catherine know that he needs to talk to her and he needs to call her and she needs to call him ASAP. I don't know what's in these files. I don't know what's going to happen with these files. I'm just, at this point in the episode, I'm so just tired. This seemed to be the longest. I felt like this was a 3-hour episode just for no reason. It just drug out. It was just too much going on. And it just drug out. I was... Child. Meanwhile, back at the hospital, Jim calls the bank. The money ain't there. Jim get upset. Hannah comes in the room. Jim has this whole same racist ass back and forth. Jim said the money ain't there. He calls the guy, tells the guy to go ahead, and he puts the order in to have Benny killed. And we hear what sounds to be gunshots over the phone, and that's where it goes off. A mess. I'm exhausted. That was this week's episode of the Have and Have Nots, y'all. Tyler, go to hell. Suck my ass, Tyler. Just suck my ass for this episode. Ugh. We'll be back next week. Did I say even what? This was season 7, episode 6. We'll be back next week. Until then, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely.